the danger still hangs, even as it seems to wane in its infectious spread. We must not lower our guard.
Away from that, let's shift gears to increase in fuel prices. The Energy, Petroleum and Regulatory Authority, EPRA, is set to review fuel prices in the wake of Russia-Ukraine war that has pushed crude oil prices to highs last seen in 2008. Oil prices soared to a near 14-year high last week, though the commodity remains elevated around $110. Brian Gad compiled a number of factors that causes the prices of this important commodity to be unstable.
Cooking oil has become a luxury commodity to the many broke and struggling Kenyans. The retail price of cooking oil in the country has increased by a quarter for 20-liter container since January, as a liter goes for over 300 shillings, up from 160 shillings, depending on the brand. The price of a 2-liter fresh fry, for instance, has risen to over 640 shillings in most supermarkets in the country. The increase in these prices has been attributed to a surge in the price of palm oil in 2020. Palm oil has been and continues to be a major driver of deforestation of some of the world's most biodiverse forests, destroying the habitat of already endangered species like elephant and rhino. Palm oil is an edible vegetable oil that comes from the fruit of oil palm trees. Palm oil is in nearly everything. It is close to 50% of the packed products you find in supermarkets, everything from pizza to lipstick. While it is not the only commodity whose price has increased, it has caused panic across the country, with many Kenyans wondering how far the prices will get. But is it worth panic buying? The worst part is that some cannot fathom the cost of the increase in prices. Others believe that growing the plant domestically would bring the prices down and ease the cost of living for Kenyans. This notion isn't far-fetched, and this is why. The impact of the Russian invasion of Ukraine on the vegetable oil market in Kenya will be visible within the next few months. This is based on the expected supply available, which internationally is already in a tight balance. Ukraine and Russia are the leading producers of sunflower oil, accounting to 70% of global production. That being the case, there is a shortage of sunflower oil resulting from the war between the two countries. Tax changes have also contributed to the increase. Prices were lower last year following the VAT rate cut of 14% under the COVID-19 relief measures announced by the government, but this was reverted to 16% at the end of December. The global price of palm oil, which is the most widely consumed edible oil, has been increasing since last year after the COVID-19 lockdowns cut outputs of plantations in Southeast Asia. The commodity was trading at 100,000 shillings a ton in the first week of January. Kenya's key source of crude palm oil is Malaysia, part of which is then re-exported to Uganda. The United Nations Food Agency, Food and Agriculture Organization, also said the increasing price in vegetable oils is driven by the higher cost of other oils such as palm and soy, due to slow production growth in major exporting countries, while global imports remain strong. On the other hand, the Energy, Petroleum and Regulatory Authority, EPRA, on Monday, March 14th, announced an increase in fuel prices. In its monthly review of the fuel prices, EPRA noted that the cost of super petrol and diesel would each increase by 5 shillings from Tuesday, March 14th to April 14th. The super petrol will retail at 134 shillings 72 cents per litre, while diesel will go for 115 shillings 60 cents per litre at pump prices. Kerosene prices remain unchanged at 103 shillings 54 cents. The actual prices of the petroleum products are 155 shillings 11 cents, 143 shillings 16 cents for diesel, and 130 shillings 44 cents. Kenya's fuel subsidy that has kept pump prices unchanged for 4 months in a row has been crippled in the wake of the Russia-Ukraine war that pushed crude oil prices to a 14-year high. Government sources say the Treasury will struggle to pay oil marketers more than 25 shillings billion over the next 2 months. The former fuel consumed in Kenya was based on the average crude crude oil prices of $82 a barrel, and the monthly review of the 14th March Tuesday has seen crude oil spike to $92. On 7th March, it jumped to $139 a barrel, the highest level in almost 14 years, as the US hinted at a ban of buying Russian energy, a pointer that the full impact of the rally will be felt in Kenya from April. The pump prices are driven largely by the wholesale price of energy, which has shot up amid fears of global economic shocks from Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Of course, there are challenges to adopting such policies and increasing oil production in Kenya, but the truth is, with the right measures, support and willingness, we can eliminate minor inefficiencies that cause prices of household commodities to increase. The higher price of cooking oil will exert upward pressure on food inflation, given the essential nature of the product in most meals, and the already high prices of other food items such as milk, flour and fresh vegetables. Maisha Television, Brian Gad.
And now to some politics. Wiper Democratic Movement Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka on Monday, March 14th, threw a spanner in the works on the agreement signed between him and ODM party leader Raila Amolo Odinga to form the Azimio coalition. Speaking in his Tseikuru home in Kitui County, Kalonzo poked holes in the transparency of the process, stating that most of the parties were not aware of what they signed. Bushebi Jr. is on that story.
Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka now says the signing of an agreement between the more than 20 parties that joined the Azimio la Umoja movement was rushed to the extent that legal issues were bypassed at the Kenyatta International Convention Center.
Even what people signed at KICC, if I ask all those secretaries general, what did they affix their signatures to? Probably nobody knows. Okay, that's why the whole thing, even when the director of elections, ODM, kijana yetu Junet Mohammed, was looking for a proposer for Raila to become Azimio la Umoja candidate. Now you see, and yet we have agreed that the new political outfit is Azimio Oka, is Azimio One Kenya. So ideally it should have been proposed as such. If that had happened, if this thing was not rushed like it was, we would then all have come as One Kenya Alliance to sign.
Musyoka stated the coronation of Orange Democratic Movement leader Raila Odinga's Azimio la Umoja presidential candidate was in fault as the coalition party has shifted to Azimio One Kenya Alliance.
Raila Odinga was given a ticket as presidential candidate of Azimio at KICC. But when we went to Jacaranda, I clarified that now, on behalf of Oka, and I believe my friends would agree with me, I still would want to have a meeting because it's only Gideon who showed up. I was talking to Cyrus Jirongo, he was caught up in the traffic. Farmers' Party, by the way, was represented at KICC. And David Ongenya of MDG, I don't know whether he managed to come there. The whole thing was confusing.
Insisted that the coronation of Odinga to be the Azimio la Umoja presidential candidate was not correct as the coalition party had now mutated to Azimio One Kenya Alliance.
Because they were there to announce Raila as a flag bearer or presidential candidate of Azimio la Umoja. Now, that thing has shifted to Azimio One Kenya. I don't know, our lawyers, one of them being myself, will have to really reflect on the technicality, that legal technicality. What, however, is clear is going forward, we hope in the next few days to register Azimio One Kenya as a coalition political party.
Musyoka stated that so hurriedly was the inking of the grand deal that it was confusing as a lot of legal technicalities were bypassed. The Wiper leader said his Secretary General never signed the second document of the agreement as the contractual pact was between parties in Azimio la Umoja movement, which his party is not part of.
Because, quite frankly, my Secretary General did not sign the second document because it was specific about Azimio. We were not Azimio.
The question on whether all parties in One Kenya Alliance to join Azimio la Umoja movement is now hanging in the balance, as it remains unclear whether the affiliate parties like NAK Kenya, led by Martha Karua, will join the larger Azimio Oka coalition. The details of the agreement in Azimio One Kenya Alliance still remain scanty, as it is said to be a three-legged stool agreement between Wiper, Jubilee and ODM.
For formation of the Grand Coalition based on the three-legged stool African concept. And the three-legged stool approach was Jubilee under President Uhuru Kenyatta, who is a party leader, and then OKA, which is basically us, I think the parties that signed the coalition agreement a day before the signing of the other one at Kempinski, and then there's ODM, the other leg. So as far as OKA was concerned, we were ready. We had agreed on the way forward. So there's some misconception that I kept everybody waiting for 6 hours. It was the other way around. I was kept waiting for 6 hours.
This is even as he reveals that he would support Odinga for 20 times if that is what it would mean to maintain the fabric of unity in the country.
Moja yao akiwa ndugu yangu Kalonzo Musyoka ambaye ameketi mbele yetu. Lakini ameweka tamaa yake chini kwa kulilia taifa la Kenya. Nataka tusimame na tumpigie makofi kwa sababu
Musyoka stated that his move to support Odinga for the third time was a selfless move and not one to bargain for himself as perceived by many. He further defended his move to support Odinga for presidency for the third time, despite vehemently denying previously, saying he would be a stupid man to make such a move.
I can tell you the guys I negotiate with very seriously are those ones. Yeah. If they convince me, fine. If I convince them, fine. Because these are brothers, we know each other. Yeah.
But not the other person.
Well, I don't know. I said our brother Raila is willing to join us. I mean, he's free to join us. That I can tell you for a fact. And in fact, I would love that to be the situation, that he joins us. Okay? However, I cannot see, and I made it clear, I would be the most stupid fellow on the earth to go and support the third time a presidential candidate, all right, without a measure of reciprocity. I think it is even, it goes beyond the doctrine of good faith, justice, fairness. Yeah.
Pia ni Azimio. Kwa hivyo nimekuja hapa nikamilishe tu kwa kusema hivi. Ndugu Raila Odinga, tumetoka mbali. Tumekula tiagas mbali, kwamba tutaendelea na muundo wa Azimio One Kenya na candidate wetu ni Raila Amolo Odinga.
Musyoka had tabled a 2017 agreement with Odinga as the reference document for coalition talks with the Azimio la Umoja movement. The 2017 accord provided that Odinga will stand down for Wiper leader in 2022, whether or not he won the election. For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, Ambusha Bijonia.
And still on the same, the Orange Democratic Movement ODM party leader Raila Odinga's campaign spokesman Professor Makau Mutua has shed light on what appears to be Azimio One Kenya Alliance Oka confusion for a number of days now. Speaking to the media on Monday, March 14th, Mutua sought to clear the air, affirming that the One Kenya Alliance Oka did not join the Azimio la Umoja movement, but only individual political parties signed the coalition agreement. He added that a coalition could not sign to join another coalition, hence only the Wiper party and not Oka signed the deal. Wiper party leader Kalonzo Musyoka had stated that the entire process was hurried and that he was not sure of what he had agreed to, raising concerns.
The broad coalition of like-minded democratic thinkers, which is inclusive and which seeks to create in this country a state of prosperity, and a state that adheres to the rule of law, a state that fights the three enemies that we have always fought since independence: disease, ignorance, and poverty. But much more importantly, to create an inclusive society.
And we believe that this coming together, based as it is on the handshake, based as it is on all critical leaders coming together, that we will recreate the same momentum from 20 years ago. Number two, I know some of you in one of the papers were saying there was a clash of colors at KICC. I want to respectively differ and say that it was a mosaic representing all of us Kenyans, and that is the future of Kenyan politics.
Well, thank you so much, Bushebi Jr., for that comprehensive story there. And still in Kalonzo Musyoka, a man who has been creating confusion in the politics of the country in recent days, Millicent Makoha gives us a profile of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, who is the leader of Wiper Party.
Wiper Party leader and Oka principal Kalonzo Musyoka said he joined Raila Odinga with the view of forming a grand coalition called Azimio One Kenya Alliance.
Naomba niseme asante kwa ndugu zangu One Kenya Alliance. Mliona kwanza jana tuliweka mkataba as a coalition, lakini leo tumefanya a bigger coalition, a grand coalition kwa jina Azimio One Kenya.
He said the Azimio Oka coalition agreement signed at KICC preceded a coalition deal between him, President Uhuru Kenyatta, and Raila Odinga.
Zile saini ambazo zimewekwa tayari pale kwa KICC, mahali pa historia sana, zitajumulisha mambo hayo, na Wakenya wataweza kuona kwamba leo tumeunda Azimio One Kenya, na kwamba vile Mheshimiwa Uhuru amezungumza.
The deal, Kalonzo said, was sealed in a coalition management council comprising him, Raila, and chaired by the president.
Tuko na three important pillars: pillar ya Jubilee, pillar ya Oka, na pillar ya ODM, ambao pia ni Azimio.
Kalonzo said those vilifying him for joining Azimio and backtracking on his stand that he can't support Raila again are misinformed.
Nimekuja kutangaza kwamba tutaendelea na muundo wa Azimio One Kenya, na candidate wetu ni Raila Amolo Odinga. Naomba, kwa hivyo naomba wafuasi wote wa Oka, hatutaki nchi iende na wafisadi. Tunataka nchi ambayo iko na heshima, na naamini ndugu Raila hataangusha.
Speaking at Seikuru Technical Institute, Kalonzo said the deal will safeguard the interest of his supporters during the August general election. Kalonzo further roped Kitui Governor Charity Ngilu into the matter, claiming that she was preventing the ODM leader from signing the deal.
And yesterday, what was signed was Azimio Oka coalition. And in fact, the amendment to Parliament, technical, this is very technical, and the Political Parties Amendment Act, which now made it possible to form Azimio Oka, not Azimio. We formed this yesterday, we signed, and the documents will be presented, I think, tomorrow and in the coming few days, as a coalition political party. A coalition political party.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television, I'm Millicent Makoha.
And the Council of Imams is calling upon politicians and leaders to hold peaceful campaigns ahead of the holy month of Ramadan. They say, owing to the developments going on between Russia and Ukraine, Kenyans should put peace before anything else. Let's listen in.
ujumbe wetu ni huu. Kwanza ni amani, hii uchaguzi ambayo kwamba unakaribia. Saa hii kuna vita kule Russia, imetuathiri mpaka sisi hapa. Kumekuwa na shida nyingi katika ya hali ya kiuchumi, mbolea imepanda, chakula kimepanda, mafuta imepanda. Kwa hivyo kwa sababu ya hiyo ni lazima tuhubiri amani ili na hapa kwetu kusitokee jambo kama hili. Kwanza tunarudia kulisema tunataka uchaguzi uwe wa amani na utulivu na wa haki. Atakayeshinda ni Mkenya. Atakayeshinda akubali matokeo ndio kuwe na amani, lakini kama tutavurutana amani itapotea. Kwa hivyo ombi letu kama viongozi wa kidini, tunaomba kuwe na uchaguzi wa amani na tunawaomba washindani wote watakaoshindwa wakubali matokeo, na Waislamu wautumie mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhani kuiombea nchi amani, utulivu, upendo, umoja.
And Orange Democratic Movement ODM party leader Raila Odinga on Monday arrived in London, United Kingdom for a 5-day working tour where he was received by Kenya's High Commissioner to UK Manoa Esipisu. Raila, who was officially picked as the Azimio la Umoja candidate on Saturday, is gearing up for a busy schedule that will see him meet senior UK government officials, religious leaders, and hold talks with Kenyans living in the country. Our reporter Millicent Makoha with more details.
Orange Democratic Movement party leader Raila Odinga arrived in London, United Kingdom, where he's expected to popularize the Azimio la Umoja movement among Kenyans living there.
I'm basically going to be like an ambassador of Kenya outside there.
Odinga was received by Kenya's envoy to the UK Manoa Esipisu, where he's expected to embark on a week-long tour. Raila departed on 13th March night following his endorsement as the presidential candidate for the Azimio la Umoja coalition that brings together more than 30 political parties.
Made a decision to nominate me as your candidate in the coming elections. I want to say that I accept the nomination by Azimio la Umoja to vie for the President of the Republic of Kenya in the August 2022 elections.
His office released an itinerary showing that he will start with the meeting with the UK Minister of Armed Forces James Heipi on 14th March at the Ministry of Defence headquarters.
I'll be meeting friends, businessmen, politicians. I think I've got a bag full of engagement, as it were. But I think I'm going to be ambassador of Kenya.
He will also hold talks with UK Prime Minister's trade envoy to Kenya Theo Clark at Westminster on the same day.
I've been invited to give talks at different institutions.
On 15th March, Raila will meet with Lord Tarif Ahmad, the UK Minister for South Asia, North Africa, the United Nations in the Commonwealth Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office.
One of them is the Commonwealth institution at Marlborough House.
He is also invited to the Chatham House for a think tank talk later afternoon.
And then Chatham House. But I've also been going to be engaging with the media and so on.
On 16th March, Raila will meet Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby.
And I'll also be going to be talking to the media, as it were. So generally...
he will conclude his tour with an address to Kenyans living in the United Kingdom at the Holiday Inn, Kenningston.
I'll also be meeting Kenyans and talk to Kenyans about development back here at home.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television, I'm Millicent Makoha.
All right, with that, let's take a short commercial break. Maisha Prime News will be back shortly. Stay tuned.
season of seriousness, and only the serious presenters come onto your screen.
Maisha Prime News and Maisha Prime Morning Edition.
My hustle, my story. Maisha Prime Weekend.
Rida Kirin Chibet, Millicent Makoha, Brian Gad, only on Maisha TV.
There is a saying, behind every great man is a great woman. But there is a divide, a gap, a separation. It's about acknowledging the unseen efforts, the disparity, and expectations. Support. What does it mean to have support, to give support, to live without support? It's time that support goes both ways. Because beside every great man is a great woman.
Live from Maisha Television.
We live in a democratic country. Just because somebody disagreed with you doesn't mean you hate that person.
Well, you're right in time for your favorite TV show, PLG.
It is high time that Kenyans learn to accept the situations the way they are.
Inatuumiza kama aswa sana kama sisi wa mama wafanya biashara.
Fikirieni na musikimbie.
The biggest issue that is on the ballot is the democracy of our nation.
Do not go that direction.
But as he is exposing Raila Odinga as a dishonest person, he is also exposing himself as one of the most hypocritical and dishonest person also, and a leader.
This is between Mr. Raila Amolo Odinga.
Finyini ndio kuamua.
Mheshimiwa Musalia vile ameanza kuwa independent mind.
Every person should be ready to move to every corner of this country to sell his or her own agenda. There is this element of tribalism, that this is my people, this is our people, you know.
Wanasema mumalize haraka, mtoe jamu huko mbele. Kitu ya mwisho tunaweza kufanya ndio tuzike hii nchi ni kupatia William Ruto urais wa Kenya hii.
A strong woman knows she has strength enough for the journey. But a woman of strength knows it is in the journey where she will become strong. Join Irene Mumbo Bushebi and Rida Kering on Prime Women Talk every Wednesday from 8 p.m. exclusive to MTV.
Are you looking for a reputable technical institution to enhance your technical skills? Look no further. Kongoni Technical and Vocational College is an approved technical training institute by TVETA, a college committed to providing you with quality programs and services that will enhance and enrich your technical hands-on skills to meet societal needs. It is a top-rated technical and vocational college in provision of training, innovation, and action research in Kenya and beyond. We provide quality technical vocational training and research in collaboration with stakeholders to produce highly skilled and innovative human resource. We offer certificate in general agriculture, diploma in entrepreneurial agriculture, diploma in general agriculture, artisan in storekeeping, certificate in computerized secretarial, certificate in supply chain management, certified in information studies, certified public accountant, diploma in accounting, diploma in supply chain management, certificate in ICT, diploma in ICT, certificate in welding and fabrication, diploma in welding and fabrication, certificate in hairdressing and beauty, diploma in fashion design and clothing, certificate in fashion design and clothing, among many. Kongoni Technical and Vocational College is located in Likuyani Sub-County of Kakamega County, next to Likuyani Sub-County headquarters along Kitale Eldoret Road. For more information, contact us on 0721927458 or 0712114908. You can also send your application to PO Box 4530-205 Matunda or write to us on email to kongonitvc@gmail.com. Kongoni Technical and Vocational College, technology and innovation to meet societal needs.
Unapotia bidii katika maisha, mwishowe unafanikiwa. Unapotazama runinga maisha, unajifunza, unaelimika na unafurahia. Twakujuza kila mara, tutia fora kukupasha yaliyomo, yanayojiri na kujenga maisha mbeleni. Hii ni runinga ya maisha. The stage is set. The time is now. Credible news. It is prime news. Only on Maisha TV. Prepare for the best. Informative. Authoritative, unbiased. Welcome to Maisha News.
All right, welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. And now let's shift focus to matters politics. Kenya's August elections will undoubtedly be among the most consequential political events in Africa in 2022. As for now, Kenya's former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka is at crossroads of his political career as the August presidential election fast approaches. Bushebe Jr. brings us the 2022 political chess game.
Earthquake! Earthquake!
Why, when, and how did Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula join hands with William Samoei Ruto?
Earthquake! Earthquake!
Why, when, and how did Raila Odinga join hands with President Uhuru Kenyatta?
Yule ambaye atakuwa rais wa 5 wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga.
Na yeye tutatembea na yeye bega kwa bega. Mimi si project yake, hata yeye si project yangu. Tuko pamoja, tunatembea sambamba.
Na tumekubaliana katika ile mikataba ambayo tunaandikiana ya kwamba tutaketi pamoja na ndugu yetu ambaye ni captain wetu sasa.
With the latest outmaneuvering of William Ruto to back both Wetangula and Mudavadi, Raila Odinga is left with the only option of ensuring Musyoka and Moi family join and support his bid for presidency.
Mimi nilikuwa nikidhani Raila atasema safari hii Kalonzo tosha. Lakini sikiza, kwa roho safi, Wakenya nasema Raila Odinga tosha mara ya 3.
Sio ya kwamba hangeweza, anaweza, lakini akasema hatakuwa moja ya kugawanya Wakenya, anataka tutembee pamoja.
Mimi nimetembea na wewe wakati ulikuwa unahitaji ndugu wa kutembea na yeye. Mimi nataka nikuambie rais, kwa miaka 4.5 umetutesa, umetuhangaisha. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Ni kweli ama si kweli? Mheshimiwa ndugu yangu rais, mimi nataka nikuambie, umetufukuza kwenye makamati ya bunge, umevunja chama yetu ya Jubilee, umetuita majina tangatanga, umetuita wezi, umetuita takataka. Lakini nataka nikuambie ndugu yangu rais, sisi ambao unatuhangaisha, sisi ambao unatutesa, sisi ambao unatuita majina, sijui takataka, sijui wezi, my friend, sisi ndio tulitembea na wewe Kenya mzima, tukapiga magoti tuombe ili kesi ya Hague ipotee. Mheshimiwa rais, sisi ndio tulitembea na wewe hata safari ya Hague. Wengi wetu walienda na wewe mpaka kwa Hague. Viongozi wengi wa makanisa ambao unawaita majina saa hizi ndio walipiga magoti wakatuombea, ndio kesi ya Hague ikapotea. Tafadhali ndugu yangu rais, usiwaite majina viongozi wetu wa kanisa. Nakuambia my brother, sisi ambao unatuita majina, sijui takataka, sijui wezi, sisi ndio tulitembea na wewe Kenya mzima, tukakutafutia kura, tukapanga Kenya hii mpaka ukakuwa rais, tukakupigia kura mara 3. Sisi ambao unatudhulumu, sisi ambao unatufiga vita, sisi ambao unatutesa. Mimi nataka nikwambie mheshimiwa ndugu yangu rais, sisi tumeona yale umetufanya, lakini kwa sababu sisi ni wacha Mungu, sisi tumekusamehe. Sisi rais tumekusamehe na tumekuachia Mungu. Sisi ndugu yangu rais tumekusamehe, umetuhangaisha, umetutesa, umetufanya yote, lakini we have forgiven you na tumekuachia Mungu.
With the super alliances taking place before 9th August, there is, however, more consensus among the Kenyan political pundits as to whether the race would be between Raila Odinga and William Ruto. Deputy President William Ruto and ODM leader Raila Odinga's political card is the typical Kenyan presidential election chess game pundits believed is aimed at a two-horse race presidential poll with surprise endorsements that may just shake the nation.
We know your track record of doing unconstitutional stuff, including swearing yourself in. But those ones are not a bother to us. If Ketendawili assures us that he will respect the wishes and the decision of the people of Kenya, he can continue with all the threats he wants. He can continue with all whatever he wants.
Ni kwamba tulipata habari kutoka duru za kuaminika kwamba mpango mmoja wa William Ruto ni kupiga vita ugatuzi.
There is one person who over the years never supported the constitution. Not when we tried in 2005, not when we did it in 2010, and even now when we wanted to amend it in 2021. I mean, somebody must forever be always wanting to do things that are not right for this country. I want to ask Kenyans to be warned that there is a danger in electing one person, and that is William Samoei Ruto.
Both Raila Odinga and William Ruto have built up strong support base, fanatical following and national presence. The two are well positioned to be Uhuru's successors. Ruto claims Odinga's handshake with his boss President Uhuru Kenyatta was aimed at killing the Jubilee party, leading to the second in command subdued by the power play in Jubilee that forced him out. Nevertheless, under his new outfit UDA, Ruto's goal to get backing from leaders seeking to realign themselves politically ahead of the 2022 general elections has yielded some fruits. The DP embarked on a charm offensive to woo governors, senators and MCS, even as his party, the United Democratic Alliance Party, pumped up massive support and recruitment of members to consolidate support across the country.
We are going to raise the bar of leadership. We are going to raise the standard of leadership so that deceit and lies and conmanship does not become part of the equation of leadership in Kenya.
On the other hand, Raila has managed to keep his political star shining through surprise moves that have dumbfounded both friends and enemies by stepping up his efforts to get strong backing from the elite of the nation, including the president.
Yule ambaye atakuwa rais wa 5 wa Jamhuri ya Kenya, Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga.
The two arch rivals going head to head in the August 9th general elections has already caused ripples in the political landscape.
Raila Amolo Odinga akiwa ODM, Kalonzo akiwa naoka na wenzake, KANU na wenzake na Kenya na wengine, zote tushirikiane tuwe kitu kimoja, na hakuna mtu ambaye atawachwa nje ya serikali ya Raila Amolo Odinga, wote watakuwa ndani.
At the moment, it is very unlikely in this election that Kenya will actually have 3 or 4 viable presidential candidates, leading to questions about Musalia's position in his newfound house. Moses Wetangula, Gideon Moi and Kalonzo Musyoka
interview. Tuweke hapo Musalia Mudavadi afanyiwe interview. Tuweke hapo huyo Rigade afanyiwe interview. Alafu tuone kati ya Rigade na Musalia ni nani anaelewa masuala ya uchumi kuliko mtu mwingine. Ni nani anaelewa? And therefore, sisi tunasema Musalia Mudavadi alianza kukua Minister of Supplies and Marketing. Akakuwa Minister of Finance. Akakuwa Minister of Local Government. Akakuwa Vice President. Akakuwa Deputy Prime Minister. Tungependa mtuambie yule ambaye mnadhania anaweza shinda Musalia kwa kukuwa Deputy President amekuwa nini? Sisi kama ANC tunasema ya kwamba vile tumekubaliana, rais na yule ambaye atapeperusha bendera ya Kenya kwanza anaitwa William Samoei Ruto. Yeye ni wa chama gani? UDA. Sisi tunasema kiti cha deputy president katika Kenya kwanza ni lazima kikuje hapa kwa chama cha ANC na awe Musalia Mudavadi.
Kwa hivyo tunasema kama Ruto atachukua upresident, Musalia Mudavadi achukue deputy president. Hatukwenda Azimio na Musalia Mudavadi kwa sababu we didn't have anything to get there. Lakini tukaamua turiski tukuche Kenya kwanza, na hatuwezi toka bure mpaka tutope na deputy president.
Such a scenario would generate more debate about contenders in the run-up to the election.
Ile kitu ya mwisho tunaweza kufanya ndio tuzike hii nchi ni kupatia William Ruto rais wa Kenya hii. Hiyo ni kuchukua sasa Kenya kuingiza kwa shimo, kuzika. Hakuna kitu itakuwa imebaki.
It would also make it difficult for any candidate to score the 50% plus one vote required to win. As August 9th nears, it is only Raila and Ruto who are at the center of the 2022 succession politics. Seemingly, as political pundits continue to say, the rest of the politicians should keep on aligning themselves with the two leaders to have any political clout. For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, Ambusha Bijunia.
Right away from that, now let's shift gears to our education segment.
Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. Good feedback is the most powerful tool you can use to help teachers improve. And yet, you can never have the impact you want to have with teachers if you are accidentally killing the motivation and ability to act on your feedback. Kongoni Training College, located in Likuyani Sub-County in Kakamega County, is the facility known in equipping its trainee in various technical courses. According to the school principal, the facility offers training in electrical engineering, tailoring, building and construction, among others.
I'm Nation Barasa Shitsinzi, the principal of this college, Kongoni Technical and Vocational College. Kongoni Technical College is located in Likuyani, sub-county of Kakamega County. It's on the far end of the large Kakamega County, along the Eldoret-Kitale Highway, just about some 500 meters off the road. The college started not very far away. The college started admitting the first trainees in September 2019, just some 3 years ago. And as at now, we are having a total enrollment of 534 trainees across 6 academic departments. The departments are electrical, we have building and civil engineering, business, agriculture, institution management, which are manned by heads of departments, and in total we have 41 trainers cutting across all those departments.
The principal has called on the well-wishers to facilitate water supply in the facility.
So far, the college has achieved a lot. We are fully registered with all the bodies governing education in this country under the Ministry of Education. We've offered the first Kenya National Examination Council in July last year, and the second one we had exams in November, December. Last year, we are expecting our results. So far, our results have been very encouraging. Looking at the first attempt, where we registered over 34% pass. We are looking forward to improving on that. Our trainees are well disciplined. So far, we've not had any challenge with all the trainees. Those who did the exams last year are now out on attachment, which we think it may end at the end of next month or mid next month.
He has applauded Kongoni community and entire Likuyani sub-county leadership for supporting school growth.
I want to take this opportunity to thank our board, which is headed by Engineer Moses Kekote Kangula as the board member, the board chair. We have other board members, and they are very helpful. They have steered the college, and we are seeing a lot of improvement across in terms of enrollment and even infrastructure. At Kongoni Technical, our main challenge is inadequate water supply. But through the ministry, relevant ministry, they are doing something for us. They have promised to drill a borehole, and at the moment we are using just harvesting water from the roof, which is very sufficient. But we fear during the dry season it may not be sufficient. In terms of relation with the community is very supportive, more so through the CDF Likuyani, with the assistance of Mheshimiwa Enoch Kipunguchi, the area MP. He has been very supportive to this college. He always gives us support whenever we are in need. If I may just take an example, in August last year, he gave us bursaries for all the trainees from the Likuyani constituency, totaling to 1.29 million. Then in November, again, he added another 1.24 million. So our trainees who are from this constituency have really benefited if you compare with the other constituencies, and we want to thank Mheshimiwa for that good support. We are not having issues with non-payment of fees, and therefore I'm encouraging even other from followers from this constituency to take this advantage, this opportunity through Mheshimiwa, who is really supportive. He normally gives at the rate of 10,000 per trainee. As compared to others who give less than that, we are very proud of our area MP. I want to thank the teaching staff and the entire Kongoni family for this peaceful and hard-working atmosphere we are experiencing.
For Maisha Education segment, Maisha Television, I'm Millicent Makoha.
Still on feature mode, let's have a look at our daily feature, My Hustle, My Story, by reporter Brian Gadd.
Under the Big Four economic agenda led by President Kenyatta, the government last year set aside funds to purchase vehicles from local assemblers. Under the economic stimulus package, the automotive sector was among the 8 sectors selected for funding with 600 shillings million budgeted.
This is an agenda that has a single aim: to improve the lives of Kenyans by ensuring that all of us are food secure, that we have a decent roof over our heads, and that everyone has access to affordable health care, and that more jobs are created in the manufacturing sector.
The government, which identified the auto sector as a key driver of the country's industrialization policy, had promised incentives to encourage the local industry by building special economic zones to benefit from tax holidays and low utility rates. From a college trainer to a full-time entrepreneur, Nathan Akisa has been in the market for almost 8 years, monopolizing the Bungoma Sonlink tuk-tuk and motorcycle sector.
My name is Nathan Akisa Kuchete. The name of the business is Raymond Investments Limited. It's located along Mias Road, Bungoma Town, in between Solar Panta and Maisha booking office. We deal with Sonlink motorcycles, spares, and tuk-tuk. So that's spares, selling of tuk-tuks, and selling of motorcycles.
Raymond Investment started in 2016 with the Kingbird as their brand supplier. But what do you do with submersive and double-phase suppliers?
It started in 2015. Working with, by that time I used to sell, that was Kingbird motorcycles. But I reached the time that we had some issues with Kingbird because of the poor supply. In that they can supply like around 6 pieces or 10 pieces, then they take like 4 months without supply.
Operating business in the village has a huge retail potential, but tough, Nathan narrates.
This particular business, you cannot actually do it in the villages. You come to town, where people are. As much as people always will come from villages to come to town, but the moment you come to town, get the services. These services are not still there in our villages. That's why we say that we come in town.
Nathan says suppliers is one of the biggest risks that needs consistency to move inputs to the market.
Yeah, we have some issues, Because, they wanted to have something like continuity of the business. But the problem with me was when it comes to the issue of the delivery, the product, the supply, they are not doing it on time. Now, people don't go far.
Personal satisfaction and growth have provided Nathan tremendous exploits.
When you engage in business, there's some benefits which actually we have gotten. One, in that we have created a very good environment for people to get this facility so that they can go and use. That is what my side, I think that's the benefit of my side. Because you get the opportunity people to have employment through that. Through those motorcycle classes. That's one. Two, it has enabled me to create more strength. It has enabled me to broaden my skills.
He illustrates the desires his investment have for buyers and what key point his marketing strategies target without inhibiting amplitude.
So I do realize that when you sell motorcycle sales, these are very sensitive stuff that you really have to have an idea what they are. It means you have to be an expert in some way. And do you have some form of training or something specific to study for? So how do you know when somebody comes to a motorcycle that he needs this particular skill?
I don't don't have a very big know-how. But my desire is to provide a very basic process for the class who like to work in and get the square spots. I've gone ahead to actually take somebody who can actually do most the squares and their names. That's the person who can actually sell those particular products to the guy.
Cost cutting has presented Raymart Investments Count defiance.
When it comes to the issue of cutting, sometimes I think that probably I like to have a given stock and you have money to go and buy that particular stock. That's one on my side. Two, I have also a challenge with the supplier. Means that, for example, as we are speaking, I need to have the students and one type of gear. Around last month, around the beginning of last month. And up to now, I don't have stock with you because of the issue of the allocation. So whereby we have stock, the supplier has the stock, but they are saying that they have not been given the allocation. Now, you cannot tell facility or remote for or a to glad when it's not this. Three, because I normally meet the challenge with my supplier, and even I've just been working on it.
However sweet market monopoly is, what you do with it is what matters. To take home, Nathan wants startups to regard side hustles in a bid for success in the first 3 months.
Let them not actually think that they are going to get anything out of it. Let them have something on a side so that it can enable them to run and go to the cinema. Or then it will be hard for them to run.
Everyone knows that monopoly power is bad for the markets, that people are culturally biased, and that illness is unequally distributed by social class. Maisha Prime, My Hustle, My Story, Brian Gad.
Well, now to our new segment 5 over 5. Today on our 5 over 5 segments, let's talk about this man Kalonzo. Well, first, let's see who this icon is. Kalonzo is a Kenyan politician who was the 10th president of Kenya from 2008 to 2013. Musyoka served in the government under President Daniel Arap Moi and was Minister for Foreign Affairs from 1993 until 1998. Subsequently, under President Mwai Kibaki, he was Minister of Foreign Affairs again from 2003 to 2004, then Minister of the Environment from 2004 to 2005. He was an unsuccessful candidate in 2007 presidential election, after which he was appointed as Vice President by Kibaki in January 2008. Currently, Musyoka is the party leader of Wiper Party. Well, back to the current events. Former Kenyan Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka has this past week come under pressure to choose a side as the coalition building for the country's August 9th election enters the home stretch. The election is shaping up to be a two-horse race between Deputy President William Samoei Ruto and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. The two front runners to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta, that is Raila Amolo Odinga, who over the weekend picked up endorsement from his Azimio la Umoja movement, and William Ruto, whose party will be conducting its NDC on Tuesday. Mr. Odinga's Azimio la Umoja movement, a coalition bringing together his ODM party, the ruling Jubilee party, and more than 10 small parties, kicks off the vibrant political week on Saturday with its National Delegates Conference NDC at the Kenyatta International Convention Center KICC and a public rally at Jacaranda Grounds in Nairobi. In a surprising move, Kalonzo Musyoka was present during the Azimio la Umoja NDC, where Raila was endorsed as the coalition's flag bearer, and even Kalonzo said Raila tosha for the third time. But then, barely days after the mega event, Kalonzo is at it again. Remember, a week before Kalonzo's team Oka joined Azimio, then a day later, he reversed the decision, issuing a number of conditions. Then came Saturday. Kenyans thought at last Kalonzo had picked a side, but then he's at it again, now claiming that they have no idea what they signed at KICC and they will revisit. But that is politics of Kalonzo. For quite some time now, his tendency to flip-flop or blow hot and cold on major decisions has also made him one of the most caricatured politicians in the Kenyan media. A popular portrayal of him in newspaper cartoons is that of a watermelon, green on the outside and red on the inside. That was our Prime 5 out of 5 with me, Rida Kering Chibet, from the editorial board that brings you the authoritative and now the most watched bulletin that airs Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. and 9 a.m. and on weekends that is Saturday and Sunday at 9 p.m. That marks the end of the comprehensive and authoritative bulletin, Maisha Prime News. Enjoy the rest of the broadcast.